If your pivot table dates won't group, show up as weird times, or trigger cannot group, you're usually dealing with one of three root causes. Either Excel isn't seeing real dates, your pivot cache is holding on to old data types, or there are hidden blanks and errors in the source. The good news is you can fix this without rebuilding everything. In this video, you'll get a clean checklist you can run in minutes. We'll start by spotting the difference between a real date and a text date. Then we'll handle the classic cannot group that selection message. After that, we'll fix refresh issues where grouping keeps reverting. And finally, we'll cover time fields, because time looks simple, but it breaks grouping fast when formats are inconsistent. By the end, you'll know exactly what to check, what to change, and when a rebuild is actually the fastest option. Let's make your pivot table behave like it should. Next step. First, let's get clear on what grouping needs in order to work. Pivot table grouping only works when every value in that field is a valid, consistent date or time serial number. Excel dates are stored as numbers, like 45567, with a display format laid on top. Times are fractions of a day, like 0.5 for noon. If even one cell is text, blank, an error, or a different type, Excel may refuse to group the entire field. That's why grouping failures feel random. They're not random. They're triggered by one bad value somewhere in the column. Another requirement is consistency. If your field mixes date-only values with date-time values, grouping can still work, but it often creates unexpected buckets. And if your source is external, like a CSV export, Excel may import dates as text depending on locale. So the mindset is simple. Grouping is a data validation problem first, and a pivot table problem second. Next step. Now let's diagnose the most common culprit, text that looks like a date. A quick test is to pick a few cells and change the number format to general. Real dates turn into numbers. Text dates stay as text. Another test is a simple IS number check in a helper column. If you get false, Excel can't group it. Text dates usually come from CSV files, copy-paste from systems, or inconsistent separators like dashes versus slashes. Also watch for leading apostrophes and extra spaces. Even one trailing space can turn a date into text. If your data includes date-time strings, like 2026-04-1609:30, Excel might treat them as text depending on your regional settings. The goal here is not to guess. It's to prove what Excel thinks the values are. Once you confirm you have text, you can choose the right conversion method instead of trying random formatting changes. Next step. Let's convert text dates into real Excel dates reliably. The most controlled method is text to columns. Select the date column, run text to columns, choose delimited, then in the final step set the column type to date and pick the correct order, MDY, DMY, or YMD. That forces Excel to interpret the text into a serial number. If you prefer formulas, use date value for date text and time value for time text, then add them together for date time. For ISO strings like YYYYDD, date value often works, but not in every locale, so you may need a formula that extracts year, month, and day with left, mid, and right. After conversion, copy and paste values to lock it in. The key is consistency. Convert the entire column, not just the cells that look wrong. One leftover text value can still block grouping. Next step. Next up is the exact error message most people hit. Cannot group that selection. When you see that, assume there is at least one blank, error, or non-date value in the field. Start by filtering the source column for blanks. Then check for error values like #NA, #value, or #div0. Even if those errors are in a different column, they can still affect the rows your pivot is reading. Also check for cells that are visually blank but contain a space, or formulas returning an empty string. Those often slip through. If your data is in an Excel table, add a helper column that flags bad rows, like not is number at date. Then filter to true and fix those specific records. Once the source is clean, refresh the pivot and try grouping again. In most cases, the error disappears immediately. Next step. Sometimes grouping works, but the groups look wrong, like months splitting or dates showing up with unexpected time buckets. That usually means your field contains mixed granularity. For example, some rows have a date only, and others have a full date time. Excel treats those as different numbers, so grouping by day can create multiple entries per day because the times differ. The fix is to decide what you actually want to analyze. If you want date-only reporting, create a clean order date column that strips time. You can do that with int on the date time value because int removes the fractional time. If you want time of day analysis, create a separate order time column using mod value 1. Then build the pivot using the clean columns. This approach avoids fighting with formatting. You're giving Excel the exact numeric values needed for the grouping you want. Next step. Now let's talk about refresh problems because you fix the data, refresh the pivot, and the grouping still doesn't update. The hidden issue is the pivot cache. A pivot table stores a snapshot of field metadata, including what it thinks the data type is. If the field was text when the pivot was created, Excel may keep treating it like text even after you convert the source. First, refresh the pivot. If that doesn't work, try changing the source range to force a cache rebuild, like pointing it to the same table again. Another reliable method is to create a new pivot table from the clean source, because that creates a fresh cache. Also check pivot options related to retaining items. If Excel is keeping old items, you can end up with ghost values that no longer exist in the data. The theme is simple. Cleaning the source is step 1, but resetting the cache is sometimes step 2. Next step. A related issue is when new rows don't get included, and grouping seems to ignore your latest dates. This is usually a source range problem. If your pivot is based on a fixed range, new rows sit outside it and never get pulled in. The best practice is to convert your source to an Excel table and build the pivot from that table. Tables auto-expand, so refresh pulls in new data. If you can't use a table, define a dynamic named range, but tables are simpler and more stable. Also confirm you're refreshing the correct pivot table, especially in workbooks with multiple pivots. And if your source is external, like a query, make sure the query refresh happens before the pivot refresh. Otherwise, the pivot updates from old data. Once your source is truly updating, grouping becomes predictable again. Next step. Let's handle time grouping specifically, because time fields are fragile. Excel times must be real numeric fractions, not text like 9:30 a.m. stored as characters. Use the same general format test. Real times become decimals. If you need to group by hour, 15 minutes, or shifts, you'll get cleaner results by rounding times into buckets in the source. For example, to group into 15-minute intervals, you can use a formula that floors the time to the nearest 15 minutes. Another issue is durations like 2:30, meaning 2 hours and 30 minutes. Excel might treat that as a time of day, not a duration, unless you format and calculate it correctly. If you're analyzing elapsed time, store it as a numeric value and use a duration format like HMM. Then build the pivot from that clean duration field. Time analysis works well in pivots, but only when the underlying numbers are right. Next step. If your data comes from multiple regions, date interpretation can silently break grouping. A value like 034-2026 is ambiguous. March 4th in one system, April 3rd in another. Excel will pick an interpretation based on your locale settings, and the result can be valid numbers that are still wrong. That's dangerous because grouping will work, but it will be grouping the wrong dates. The safest approach is to standardize dates at the source. ISO format YYYMMDD is the least ambiguous. If you can't change the export, then convert using text to columns with the correct date order, so you control interpretation. Also watch for month names in different languages, because date value may fail depending on language settings. When accuracy matters, prefer explicit parsing. Extract year, month, and day into date, year, month, day. It's a bit more work, but it prevents silent errors that are hard to detect later. Next step. Now let's cover a practical recovering plan when you're under time pressure. Step 1. Validate the date column with IS number and filter the bad rows. Step 2. Convert text dates using text to columns because it's fast and controlled. Step 3. Remove blanks, spaces, and formula empty strings. Step 4. Refresh. If grouping still fails, assume the cache is stale and create a new pivot from the clean source. Step 5. If you need date-only grouping, add a helper column that strips time with int and pivot from that. This workflow avoids random trial and error. It also keeps your report stable when new data arrives. The main idea is to treat pivot grouping problems as data quality problems with a known checklist. Once you adopt that mindset, cannot group stops being mysterious and becomes a quick fix you can repeat confidently. Next step. Let's wrap it up with a simple rule. Pivot tables don't group what you see, they group what the value really is. If the value is text, grouping fails. If the value mixes date and date time, grouping gets messy. If the cache is stale, refresh won't reflect your fixes. And if the source range doesn't expand, new dates won't exist to group. When you troubleshoot, start at the source column and prove the data type. Then clean the outliers. Then refresh. And only then consider rebuilding the pivot. That order saves time and prevents you from fixing the wrong thing. If you want, I can also share a compact set of helper formulas you can drop into any dataset to flag text dates, blank-like cells, and mixed date-time values. If this walkthrough helped, subscribe for more Excel troubleshooting guides. And in the comments, tell me which issue you hit more often: A, cannot group, or B, grouping works but looks wrong. Small tweaks compound into massive performance gains. Subscribe to catch the next workflow optimization.